The last waiver priority is Brian Robinson. This was the starting running back for the Washington football team before he got shot in the leg twice due to an armed carjacking or attempted robbery. Brian Robinson, Alabama running back, rookie, third-round pick, good speed, good 40-yard dash, not very bursty or agile, so he's not the type of athlete like Antonio Gibson is, but it's clear that he outproduced him in training camp and earned his way into the starting role. And there's been a lot of excitement for Washington to get Brian Robinson back. Now, you have to measure your league. If you can afford to leave Brian Robinson on your bench, you can do that. Or on the waivers, you can do that. But if your league is running back hungry and you know they go like this, Brian Robinson, and he's still on your waiver wire, Brian Robinson is the type of player that's he might be getting 15 carries when we're talking about it week 13, 14, 15, right? This is a running back investment. Okay. So looking at what Brian Robinson could do, that's a big play. And looking at when Antonio Gibson has done in the absence of Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson right now only 3.3 yards per carry. He has 13 receptions, 2 total touchdowns. Right now, Antonio Gibson is the running back 21. But there are concerns about the amount of routes run. We would expect that Antonio Gibson is running more routes, right? He's not evading any tackles. And if they're going to run somebody out there between the tackles, might as well make it Brian Robinson. Maybe what this does is it puts Brian Robinson in the Antonio Gibson role from last year, and it moves Antonio Gibson into J.D. McKissic. That's a possibility. It remains to be seen how this is going to look for Washington. But Brian Robinson is the type of investment running back. He's got third-round draft capital, so it's not negligible. It's just a matter of when will Brian Robinson be getting double-digit carries? Is it going to be his first week back? I wouldn't bet not. But I do expect that Washington, as loyal as Ron Rivera, as Coach Rivera is toward his players, they don't want to blame Brian Robinson for that incident. And in fact, like, what a comeback story. Like, they want to rally around this guy. So I could see the narrative being pushed that he's our guy. We're behind him. He was the starter, and then this tragic thing happened. The narrative could lead to, down the future, Brian Robinson being a double-digit carry back, nerfing Antonio Gibson. So those who have been riding on the coattails of Antonio Gibson running back 2, once Brian Robinson starts getting double-digit carries, the days of Antonio Gibson finishing running back 10, 16, or even 27 are going to be long gone. So read your league, determine whether Brian Robinson is worth it, but I think he's worth it, especially in those running back needy leagues.